What's up, everybody? I'm your guy, Official Seeymon. So for the new guys who are actually joining me for the first time, don't forget to subscribe, and also welcome. For the old guys, for the few subscribers that I've been having, you're welcome back again. Thanks for following me and thanks for subscribing to my YouTube channel. So today just decided, why don't I show you guys the equipment that I usually use, because a good follower of mine pale TikTok alikuja akaniuliza, Seeymon, how do you make your videos? How can I make a video like yours? Or how can I make my videos look the same as yours? And I just realized that most of you will be thinking maybe that I usually use maybe some expensive equipment, or maybe I usually use some very low budget equipment. Okay, so just decided to open up and show you guys what type of equipment I usually use, and maybe the amount of cost, or maybe how much they usually cost. Okay, so for the headphones, let's start with the headphones that I'm actually wearing. These are the Behringer HPS, is it 3000? Yeah, HPS 3000. This pair of headphones zimekuwa best kwangu, so I'm just going to give you the advantages of this kind of headphones. Okay, so if you are someone who works in a studio, I believe that you've met or you've been using, or somehow in your life you've used these kind of headphones. Now the advantages of them is that these are stereo. Number one, they are stereo kind of headphones. With stereo I mean that sauti inatoka huku na inatoka huku separately. These pair of headphones do not share. I mean, like, wajua kuna those headphones zenye unaona sauti inakuja then inakuwa shared among the two sides. Sauti inakuwa distributed to the two sides. One audio ama sauti ni moja, but inakuwa shared among these. That reduces the quality of the audio. But with the stereo kind of headphones, just like this one, sauti inaenda differently. Okay, so this means that, for example, unacheza game kama wale watu wa PUBG, those people who play Fortnite, those people who play Call of Duty, with stereo kind of headphones, mtu akitokea hii side, sauti itakuwa higher at this side. I mean, like, mtu akikimbia kitoka hii side, utasikia msee anatoka hii side, sauti itakuwa high hii side. But then if you are using the other kind of headphones, hautakuwa unasikia msee anatoka hii side, utakuwa unasikia msee anakimbia katikati. You'll be wondering, msee anatoka wapi? Msee anatoka side gani? Kwa sababu the headphones are not accurate. But with these ones, utasikia msee anatoka hii side. Msee akitoka hii side nyingine, utasikia msee anatoka this other side. So that is the first advantage of this kind of headphones. And something I like about these headphones is that unaweza itumia anywhere. Unaweza itumia na phone, because the jack, let me show you the jack yenye inatumika. Yeah. So this is the, not this one. Hii yenye inaingia kwa sound card. So this one is it. This is the jack yenye hii inaweza ingia kwa simu, inaweza ingia kwa laptop, inaweza ingia kwa computer, pale popote tu unataka kuitumia, because it's somehow like a standard kind of jack. Okay? Unaona venye inakaa. And also the cable is quite long. Unaona venye cable inatoshana, because for me sound card yangu nilikuwa nimeplay somehow huko chini, but then later nikaamua kuileta juu because of controlling. This cable is somehow suitable kwa sababu hauta have kukua so close to the laptop or maybe the computer to be able to use this kind of headphones. Okay, yeah, so that was it for the headphones. Let's move to the next thing. Okay, so for the camera, this is what I usually use. This is the camera I use with the Nikon. I'm call it Nikon D3400. Ni service poa sana. I really love this camera. For the lens, ni kit lens, genuine lens ingine, because I don't do that much of photography. Now for videography, I believe this wide lens is quite enough for me. The battery yake ndio ina charge pale, so I want to be able to show you when inakaa ikiwa on. But for the things, the properties, how does this camera looks like, what are the things that it has, what are the things that it supports, and what are those things that it doesn't support. For the things that it actually supports, are these two. Actually there are three. We have the mini HDMI port here, we have the USB port here, and the Bluetooth. So haina Wi-Fi. So without the Wi-Fi, I believe mnajua you can't take remote pictures. Huwezi take the pictures remotely. For the cable, here is the one I usually use. So this is the mini HDMI cable. The other side need that big the big one. It's the other side ni ile kubwa. This one is the mini part. So hii ndio itaingia kwa camera, then I usually connect it with my PC because mimi huwa si record tu na camera. I usually record using this app. This is the app I usually use. Forget about the screen. Don't look at my screen. I'm sinchekele because of how those small lines. My screen is almost dying. I need to get a new one. So this is the app I usually use. It's the OBS. The OBS Studio. It's one I usually use to record and do my videos. Just like I said, I need to get into that but for now, the camera. This is the camera I use, D3400. A budget friendly camera. Nilibuy at around 35k. Yeah, at around 35k. So with for your price, mimi naona it's quite favorable. It's quite okay kwa sababu the camera ukiangalia tu inakaa tu mpya. It was a refurb. Sasa sijui hata ilikuwa na shida gani, I can't recall, but anyway, hii camera iko sawa. Kutoka ni buy, it has never got me any issue. Haijawahi kuwa na shida yoyote. Hii camera imekuwa the best. I've had it for a year and it's actually something that I can recommend to someone, okay? So this one here, this is it's something like, how am I going to call it? Ni kama ka adapter flani. Hata sijui ndaita aje. This is something we usually use to mount the camera kwa stand. This is the stand I usually use. So the camera inakuja ina fit somewhere hapo. Then you lock it. The stand, in fact, something funny about this stand. This stand nikibai nilikuwa natumia na simu. Haikuwa ya camera. The stand itself ilikuwa ya simu. No maana unaona inakaa somehow weak. But since videos zangu si za outdoor ama si place iko busy, I believe this one is quite okay for me. Okay? Ilikuwa ya simu na it came in handy time ya kutumia camera, so that was just okay. So guys, that is it for the camera. Let's look at something else. Okay, so done with the camera. Nimeonyesha venye kamera yangu inakaa. Now the two disadvantages of this camera is that you cannot be able to take your record or control your camera remotely. I mean like not that remotely. Si ati ukiwa Nairobi na mimi niko Nakuru. But I mean like huwezi weka pale kwa stand na kuwa able to take your pictures ama kurecord your videos. You cannot control something like the exposure, just like I said before. Huwezi control ukiwa mbali. So you have to go there, set the camera, then come back and do your videos. But for me, I don't use that much kwa sababu ukiangalia, just like I said, my camera is usually connected to the sound card. Ndaonyesha the sound card inakuwa connected to the sound card, then from the sound card to the computer. That's what enables me to record this kind of videos. Na I believe most of you mmeona ikikaa smart kwa sababu ukisikia mtu anauliza how I usually record my videos, somehow inabamba the videos. Hata kama content haibambi, the videos inabamba. Let me show you the capture card that I usually use, of which it's also a budget friendly kind of a capture card. So this one here, this is the capture card I usually use. It's a very cheap one. Nilibuy at 2k. So this is the HDMI cable yenye inatoka hapa inaenda kwa camera. And this other part inakuja inaingia kwa capture card. Then from the capture card inaingia to that what do we call it? USB port extension inaingia hapo, then inaenda kwa computer. A very cheap capture card. Yeah, okay, so sasa tuende kwa microphone. Nataka nionyeshe microphone yenye mimi huwa natumia to do my videos. Because most of you mnaweza sema ama most of you would say that somehow audio yangu pia inakuanga poa. Audio yangu pia inakuanga clear. Hainaga those to like kitambo nikianza the audio quality haikuwa poa because I was still learning how to use this kind of things. But for now, I think ziko tu sawa. For now, I think my video quality is just somehow good. Let me say best somehow. So for the microphone, this is what I usually use. It's the Behringer B2 Pro. Hivi ndo venye inakaa. Na ukibuy in the box, ilikuja na box flani poa sana, inakaa kama ya kuweka pesa. So what is usually inside the box is the microphone itself, the microphone, this foam, this one here yenye nimeweka kwa the head of the microphone. Then we have this thing that is known as the shock mount. zinakuja kwa briefcase fulani fancy sana, inakaa kuweka do, ukitembea na kwa barabara unakatwa mkono. Okay, now this microphone has to be connected to something known as the sound card. So this is the sound card I usually use, this one here. So far mpaka sahi I believe that most of you mmeona I usually use a lot of Behringer stuff, but that is how I chose, that is what I chose for me. Okay, wewe unaweza kuwa umeamua ku mix and match to feel maybe the difference between these two or different companies. Okay, but for me I really felt like I need to match this stuff, because you can see the microphone is a Behringer microphone. The pair of headphones that I'm actually wearing, mnaona pia ni Behringer, and also for the sound card ni Behringer. Okay, now the advantages of using something like a sound card is that you can be able to what do you call this knob ni ku enable ku either ku adjust kuweka your gain level ikuwe high or low. Now the higher you go, the higher the background noise is going to be, kwa sababu ukiweka juu hiyo sensitivity ya microphone inapanda juu na ita pick those very tiny little voices zenye wewe hautaki. Okay, so you just have to adjust it to the right level. The second knob, this one here, ni ya ku control this one is used to control this other input ya microphone. So this one is the XLR input. Hapa ndo penye na hivi ndo penye inakaa the other end of the cable yenye imeingia kwa microphone. Zile za kanisa most of them zinakuaga something like a jack. Let me show you. Then plug to here microphone. Hivi ndo venye huwa inakaa, no microphone but headphones. Hivi ndo venye huwa inakaa hizo za kanisa, then they just plug it into something like a mixer. Hii niko hapa, hii nitumia kama extension kwa sababu if I remove this one, so unaona venye hii kitu ni kidogo. This thing is very tiny, so haiwezi ka fit hapo. You need to have something like this. Unaiweka hapo, then unachukua this one, plug it in right there. This last knob inatumika ku control whatever you want to hear or whatever you want to listen to. So this does not affect anyhow. Hii hai affect anyhow. Hakuna venye ina affect your sound ama your voice venye itakuwa ina sound. Hii ya kusikiza tu. Back here let me turn it a bit. So hapa nyuma mnaona kuna this something like a switch. Hii ni ya ku power the microphone. This kind of microphone that I'm using has to be powered. Ndio maana mnaona hapa imewekwa on, off, plus 48 volts. This is what powers the microphone na inafanya the microphone to be able to record. This other part, hii ni yenye imeingia kwa this sound card. It's a USB cable yenye inakuwa connected to the computer. Then this is just an output. Unaweza connect na your something like your speakers, of which ndo kenye nimefanya kwa my system, my setup. Hizo nimeconnect na my speakers so that in case unataka kufanya something like production. Now let me tell you the advantages of having a microphone like this. This microphone cost me a lot. Si sana, but it cost me a lot. Ilitoka around 23k, 24k hapo kama nakumbuka poa.